It's the AC cable.
Now it's better.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Bay Vibes. Today we have an interesting guest. His name is Mark. And we basically used to work together. He was very interesting. Like, he showed up for a little while. He didn't stay for long, but it was an interesting experience. And I learned that you do yoga. And I also learned that you're experienced burner. Are you comfortable talking about Burning Man?
Oh, absolutely.
All
You can
right.
go all night with that one.
I think that will be the main topic, I think, of today. So I guess my first question would be, what is Burning Man to you?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. Yeah, that's a very loaded question. Actually, that's a loaded question for a lot of burners. It varies year to year.
Okay.
Right. And so I think for me, every year is a little different because I do set an intention when I go out there. But if we were saying, like, what is Burning Man in general to me? It's a way to express myself freely without judgment, without recourse, with being my authentic self, whatever that might be at that moment, that week, that day, that year. Right? Because every year is a little different. Every moment is different, and I've been running for 8 years now, and it's been very different every year, especially this past year. This past year was very different, and so. Yeah, so like what it means to me, sometimes it means like getting with a group of friends and having communities. Sometimes it's being by myself and kind of exploring myself, exploring the internal or sometimes it's exploring the external, looking at the art, looking at the people. So I think for me it varies, but it's definitely, I think, if I were to summarize, it's really self-expression and tuning into like, what do I need at this moment?
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, I had a interesting experience for my first year, which was this year. Past year. Yeah, it's a unique place. Some people say it's about music, right? Some people say it's about community. You can find all of it. So it's like each person could have personalized experience just for them. Right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a very unique experience for each person. And again, it's a very unique experience for each person each year. So even like this is your first year, your next year could be a totally different experience. What you need, what you want. So one of the things I've learned is what you want is one thing. What you need is a totally different thing, oftentimes a different thing. And there's this concept that you probably heard it, the Playa Provides.
Yeah,
right? You heard that all over. And people play it in different words, right? But I'm a big believer at the Playa Provides, and the Playa Provides what you need at that moment, or that burn, or that week. It's not necessarily what you want. And I think that's a big lesson when it comes to decompression, which a lot of people don't know what that is. So decompression, for those that don't know what Burning Man is, there's this transitionary period to go from this kind of utopian society, your like ideal way of being, and then reintegrating back into the normal society of the way we do things, as here in the Bay Area, here in Palo Alto or Sunnyvale or wherever you're at, right? And reintegrating back to the day-to-day norms versus the norms that you have been immersed in on Playa. And so there is that reintegration period. And I think for some folks, part of that reintegration period is really understanding, what did the Playa teach me this year? And that's always one of my questions that I ask, because a lot of times it's not obvious. Sometimes I discover it while I'm on Playa. Other times it's like this past year, I was like, what was the Playa trying to teach me? It's back-to-back weather events, right? Yeah. There was a lesson there somewhere, but geez, stop. Let me enjoy myself a little. I don't want to have to rebuild a sixth time.
Yeah. Yep. Our first time building a yurt. And
those aren't easy.
Yeah, and we just that experience, the night, that was the second or third night. It's like a day before, or even maybe 2 days before it started. And yeah, that was an experience. I was asking why is it falling apart? And then I see this trailer has a brand on it. And it says Super Ego.
That was a sign.
Okay. The next day, I was just dedicated to building it. and I was dedicated to being helpful as much as I could be. Just like the mission is to build the yurt, so I'm gonna just follow that. And looks like a lot of people shared that in the next morning.
Oh yeah.
And we just built it like the next morning. Everybody was helpful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the next day again, and then the next day again.
The next day, we were able to survive. Because we actually finished it.
Okay.
So we were sheltering people.
Yeah, that's the great thing. Like with a yurt structure, once you have it completely built and everything's latched, it is solid. It will, because it's so, cylindrical and round, it will actually shear the wind. So a lot of things won't lift off. But until you have the top on and the straps on, it things will fly. Like we had a piece of our yurt top flying. It took us 2 days to find it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like all the way, I think, on the far side, almost into the next camp. We were joking that it was already in the trash fence. So actually, one of our camp mates actually biked to the trash fence to find, and ours is an authentic, I think yours is authentic too, right?
Yeah.
So it was like the yak wool top. Yeah, so it was that yak wool fiber. And like, this is hard. Like, you can't miss this. Like, if it's at the trash fence, you should see it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like weird grayish, brownish. You know, we've had it for, I don't know, maybe 10 years. So it's worn down. I was like, anybody seen a yak fur piece of fabric?
Yak fur. Wow.
The original ones apparently are yak fur.
Wow. That's crazy.
And also, don't put the yak fur directly on playa. We learned that the hard way. Always put a tarp. Because when it rains, the yak fur will stick to the playa, and we were actually shoveling yak fur out of playa. Garbage bags of playa and yak fur.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've seen a lot of structures that they basically tarp it up, the whole like area. Those are cool.
Yeah, ideally you always want a tarp underneath. There's a number of reasons. Nowadays, like when it rains, you definitely want a tarp because the last thing you want is like liquid
Plus,
coming
you can
up.
pick up trash faster. Right?
Yeah. And or if there's spills, you're not spilling on playa and you're having to dig it up. So like all of our structures have some kind of tarp underneath, right? We have huge tarps for like our main tent is like, I don't know, 20 by 40, I think. And so we have 2 large pieces of tarp underneath it, and then we put carpet on top.
That's cool. Yeah, it was fascinating to see so many structures, so many people just dedicated to this, and just for 7 days.
What day did you arrive?
I arrived like 2 days before.
Oh, okay, so I arrived Monday, so I'm there first boots on the ground.
Really?
So I'm there a full week before most people.
Wow, so you're there 7 days, 14 days at least.
No, more. 16 days, because I stayed till Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wow.
Because I do what we call Super Omega, which is the last like 15, 20 people, and we sweep our grounds. We do line sweeps and the test circles just to make sure that we've got everything. But yeah, like it is really, I think that's one of the most, and this is my second year that I've done what we call it alpha build and then omega at the end, alpha and omega. This is the first time I've done alpha, second time I've done alpha and omega, and it is surreal. Because I think when you got there 2 days before, a lot of structure was already built.
Yes.
But even in the 2 days that you were there, more things popped up.
Absolutely.
Right? You're like, wait, that wasn't there last night. Whoa, how did you guys get that up in one night? When I arrive on Monday, it's literally playa. Like most of the shipping containers haven't even arrived. The only things there are the little survey flags that org puts down.
Yeah.
The street signs aren't even up yet.
Nice.
Right. All you have is like the emergency like street namings, right? That kind of go vertical, but not the theme signs with arrows. So when we get there, it's literally flat. And then we receive our shipping containers and we see other people shipping containers getting dropped. We see the generators getting dropped and set up. And then by midweek, you're like, whoa, like there's so many structures around us now. And then you get to Sunday and like there's, most of the structure is up, and then you get midweek and even more structures are up. And then you get to Thursday and you're like, oh, structures are coming down. And then you get to Saturday. What was your experience Saturday after the man burn getting back to your camp?
We actually had some weird incident. There's this lady just completely just like drugged out of her mind, started like going inside the RV and just freaking totally messed the place up.
That's rare.
Yeah. And we called like the placement first, and then we called the rangers, and they were like, and she's like, I was looking for my phone,
Like, this isn't your RV, buddy.
Yeah.
But like coming, like when you went out, like did you notice the shift in like the city?
Vibe?
Like you like for some people, it's such a like signs are getting ripped out. People are taking signs, structures are coming down. So I remember my first burn coming back from, I think it was a temple burn. I was like, I can't find my way back to camp.
Oh, because it was that crazy?
Because I was like, the tower that was 2 blocks from us is no longer there. The thing that was shooting up a laser up in the air that was over there is no longer there, right? The camp that had all these bright red lights is no, like, I was like, how do I find my way back?
Yeah. I think I remember that. Yeah.
It's a bit disorientating, I think,
Yeah.
when you're like, because the city, and I think that's where a lot of people don't get, is the city is constantly in flux from beginning of week to, I would say Thursday is probably the apex when everything is done. And then Friday, some camps start taking things down. And then by Sunday, a lot of things are done. And then by Tuesday, most things are down. By Wednesday, a lot, like 98% of the things are done.
So after the yurt fell, I just went for a walk at night, just like on a ride bike actually. And then I saw this bar, like a bar type of thing. It was not a bar; it's just like this wooden kiosk type of thing, just like by itself. And the guy in the back just serving drinks. And he comes like, "Hey, come on in, have a seat." So he says, "I specialize in bullshit, so I want you to try my bullshit drink." He says, I specialize in bullshit drinks."
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, I want to tell you a story. Like, oh, yet another bullshit. All right, let's see. Everybody bullshits in Playa. So what's your bullshit? I was like, wow, it was funny, man.
Yeah, I mean that's a big part of I think the burn is the Burning Man fuckery.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most magical aspects. You're like, are you serious or are you joking? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Right, like you probably went around and like people were saying like, fuck your burn.
Yes,
right, like
yes,
that's a
I've
very
seen
common saying. And for someone that's new, you're like, well, that's rude. I was like, no, they're saying have a great burn.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, you'll get it.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh man. So I didn't do the whole like sending thing, like before, like when you enter. What is that thing called? The ritual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah, it depends on what time you come in, because they do that for main gate, but when or for early access or early access folks, sometimes there isn't a person there.
So I didn't do it, but the next day we were trying to save that yurt. I was through and through with sand, like my whole body is.
Oh yeah, you're just covered in it.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you are, I guess, coming on an RV and sitting in an RV the whole time, maybe you will be able to avoid it, but
No.
most likely not.
This particular year, even the RVs, because I did shelter in place for, was it the Tuesday storm, which I think was the heaviest wind for most of us. That was the one that really tore our camp up. Was it Monday? I don't know. I can't remember. But it was one of like the second or third storm. I was sheltering in a friend's RV and the dust was getting in. It was getting through all the cracks and any little nook and cranny, and the RV looked like it was foggy. So even that wasn't safe. I think in my Kodiak tank was probably a little bit more hermetically sealed in the RV because there's all these little cracks that the dust can get into.
You have one
such
of
a
those
fine.
like what is it called? Foil like / styrofoam.
Oh no,
things?
that's the shift pods.
Oh, those are shift pods.
Yeah, that one's
Okay,
even
cool.
more hermetically sealed. I have the Kodiak, it's a canvas-based tent, and it has a very heavy-duty zipper with a kind of a thing that covers the zipper.
Nice.
So that's it. That one usually seals really well in dust storms. Because what a lot of people don't realize is the Playa is such a fine powder that it gets through any teeny tiny crack.
Yes, absolutely.
And then when you're having 60 mile an hour pushing it, like if we were here, and a lot of people don't really like people that don't go to Burning Man, like if we like some of those storms, I wouldn't even see you right here, right? Like
Yeah.
we're like arm's length, and like there was one, I think it was one of the first storms. We have a communal kitchen, and we were like, okay, the storm is coming. We all kind of rushed to seal certain like sections of the camp. We have a communal kitchen, so we're sealing the kitchen, zipping it up. We have a girl tent. We were zipping that up, making sure everything was latched and secured. And like the tent was like popping up and down, right? It's like one of those white 20 by 20. They're not plastic, but I forget the material. I think it's a PVC. And so it can withstand a quite a wind. We have a shipping container in front of it too. So that was blocking most of the wind. But the thing was like the poles were going up and down because the wind was so strong. There were 4 of us. We get out, and we're like, "Where'd you go?" And so we literally played the game of Marco Polo. We're like, Marco Polo, Marco Polo. Oh, there you are. And so we're like, okay, hold hands. So we're like walking through. We're like, okay, if the tent is behind us, your RV should be directly straight. Walk straight, everybody. Next thing we're like, how did we get to here? That's like, oh, we were walking at an angle. Okay, readjust. 15 degrees. Keep on. Oh, we totally over adjusted. We're like ping ponging back and forth to try to find the RV. We're like, oh my God. We get to the RV. We take off our mask and goggle, and like we were white. You can see the goggle ring, and then we blew our nose, and it was mud. We spit out. It was mud. I was like, "This is crazy. I've never seen." And again, we were wearing masks. And goggles.
Was this year, right?
Yeah, and this was this year, and it still came in. I think that was the one of the last big storms before things cleared out. That was actually the last big storm before everything cleared out. And then the next day when we went to the kitchen, there was probably a good 4 to 5 inches of sand in there or dust in there.
And then I remember the time when there was a warning of a storm. People are already preparing, It's fun. Like, you go outside on the playa and people are just like lining up on the playa and just like waiting for the wind and going against it.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
I think it was my second burn. We got a warning. Rangers went around, so there's a incoming storm, lockdown. We're expecting 50 to 60 mile an hour winds, lockdown. So we walked around camp, make sure everybody's tents was secure, all the canopies were secure. Any of those flimsy pop ups we took down. This is a different camp that I was camping at, but we had this kind of like pyramid tower thing, and so a group of us went up there and climbed it, and we see this wall of dust approaching the city, and we're like, come get it! Yeah. You look around, other people are doing the same thing, right? And we're like, what kind of people are we? No, we're just living in the moment, enjoying this.
Yeah, it was fun.
Right? And then it just came, it was like, whoo! And we're like, yeah!
And it's like poking you, like
oh yeah, like it's like a little sandblast sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends are like, you're kind of crazy for enjoying something. Like, was it someone had a quote like, your idea of your vacation is my idea of like hell or something like that, right? Yeah. And I was like, no, it's a different type of vacation. A little bit of work, but a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. I remember like bringing like this guy with me. He was just first day and his first time in Burning Man. He's like kind of in shock. He doesn't know what to do. I'm like, follow me. We're going like to the playa right now, and there's a windstorm, and then we're gonna go against it. And he's looking at me like this. Okay, he's coming after me. But the thank God the storm was avoided us for the most part. Like the big gust, was just right past us. I was like, we got lucky this time. Or maybe not lucky, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you wanted some of that action. But man, that wind, man.
Yeah, we got pretty tore up with those storms. I think a lot of it was because of the back-to-back that we had, and some of the winds. I think I heard it got up to like 63 miles an hour.
Would you consider reinforcing this year?
We are already.
Oh yeah. Okay. What are you going with, like tarps or no?
No. So we have 2 giant Moroccan tents, and so we're redoing. One of our tent poles actually got bent, so it's aluminum, and so we're getting a thicker aluminum. We actually had one 18-inch lag bolt pulled off from the ground about 75% of the way and then bent.
Wow.
So this is a steel lag bolt and it bent. That's how powerful the wind was. So we are looking at other ways to reinforce. I'm actually attending the symposium this Saturday. So Org is putting a symposium, virtual symposium based out of, I think, San Francisco, but it's virtual. And one of the topics is around weather and preparing for the weather.
About Burning Man?
Yeah, it's a Burning Man Symposium.
There will be a lot of people?
I'm not quite sure.
Or it's going to be your camp?
No, it's a theme camp. It's a Burning Man organization puts it on. It's for theme camp organizers, and so it's a bunch of different theme camp organizers invited, and then they'll have a couple different talks, and they have different subjects. One's about consent. One of them is about the weather. One about is kind of being more green, right? Org is really trying to push, camps to really be more mindful about being more sustainable and green, right? We've had this conversation about potentially doing solar. There's, I think, a couple solar programs that Org is trying to put together. We're heavily looking at that because we do have a power generator. I forget how many, I think it's like 300 kilowatts or something. It's massive. We're a pretty big camp. We take up a full block. And so we have a pretty big generator. We actually have 2 generators, one for a backup, or load sharing when the load is high. And they reached out and they talked to us about potentially putting, because we're out on what they call the outer ring, so it's the last street. So they can put a whole array of solar panel farms and then us plug into it. So then we can offset our fuel costs from that. So that's one of the I think that's one of the topics is kind of sustainability and where camps can move towards. So that's coming up this Saturday. So that's one of the one thing I'm really interested in is talking about weather, because I remember I was there during mud year. That's when it rained heavily, and so that's a once in like a 10-year thing. And then the following year it rained again. Once in 10 years is going to be every year. So the weather has been pretty, I would say, very extreme over the last like 4 burns. The rain is, I think, the heat I think we can all deal with. The extreme cold at night we can all deal with. The rain is a whole different beast.
I have a conspiracy theory. Do you believe in conspiracy theories?
Not really. I try not to subscribe to it. I need evidence in front of me.
Okay. So I have a conspiracy theory. So one day during the storm, I went to the Burning Man. How do you call him? Burner?
The man.
The man, or just the man, yeah. And then I went behind it where the temple side is, and I see this huge door, and it felt like you can control weather with it. Like you could send winds, and stuff like that. What if there's just people just controlling? All right, let's send some storm to this thing on dial, man.
Well, that's really mean, though. I mean, there's some really creative stuff out there, but I would be. I mean, if I find out who that is, I would give him a piece of my mind.
That was one of the fun conspiracy theories I have. I like considering conspiracy theories. To me, it's like tasting like wine. It's like simmer it, taste. Okay, on to the next one. Funny. What was your playa name?
I've had a couple. None of them have fully stuck. The one that really stuck, I think, is Conversion Rate.
Your name is Conversion Rate?
Yeah.
Why?
That was given to me. Oh man, that was given to me by my camp bestie. I think 3 or 4 years ago now.
Okay, what do you have a lore?
Yeah, the lore there. The story is that I think from my first burn, I always attract straight men.
Really?
To explore their curiosity.
Oh, really?
Nothing ever really happens, but I end up going on playa dates. That is like almost borderline kind of like romantic-ish, right? In the past I've made out with a couple folks, but it's always like, and someone explained this, like, you are just a safe space that people feel comfortable with. And so Burning Man is really a place for you to explore any inkling that you have, right? Yeah. Whether it's music genre or sexuality or art or yoga, right? Because again, like you said earlier, a lot of people think Burning Man is all a party. That's really just a small subset of it, right? It's art, it's music, it's
what you want.
It's what you want, right? Yeah. There's TED Talks, there's kids, yeah. There's yoga sessions, there's sound healing, there's meditation, right? There's wine clubs.
So there's this cool dude. He's like very experienced, like old school burner, and he does like movie theater, and then he does like acting classes for kids. So they make a movie for a kid. They give him a script. And he was like, he is the guy who come and help to give us this heavy duty straps. We came with these freaking straps. I'm like, no, the heavy duty. He gave us heavy duty straps to help us with the 4 of them, and then like I don't know, this tall nails, and then he brought this machine that,
yeah.
So we got like 4 straps and then 2 nails per each strap.
Oh, the lag bolts.
Yeah, lag bolts. Yeah. But they're like nails, right? They're like
they're supposed to be like 18 inches.
So you just kind of hammer them in with.
Oh no, we screw them in.
No, that was a hammer in.
Oh, so he had a hammer driver.
Yeah. It was this big. Yeah. We had a generator, like we applied it into the generator.
Yeah, we typically use 18-inch hex lag bolts,
but those
9/16s.
Ones, they're not going anywhere.
And then you just zip them in.
Yeah.
Right. And 18 inches is actually what org recommends for most structures. But again, the wind was so strong and our tent was so big that it started pulling it. I think what it was doing was slowly pulling it 1 millimeter at a time, and eventually, over a couple of hours, it got it up enough that it bent it.
So
that's the first time I've ever seen a lag bolt come out of the ground. Like
Yeah.
we've actually now we're like, should we get longer ones?
Yes. Why not?
They're
consider-
really expensive.
Yeah.
I mean,
that guy had
we've spent a couple $100 on a set just this year to get more.
That guy had plenty for himself and extra, and then still extra left.
Yeah, I usually, like for my own personal tent, I have, they're not 18 inches. I think they're only like 12 inches because I'm in a covered structure that's kind of safe and protected because we have an overhang, we have a shade structure and everything. And so I carry my own, and I always share with folks too, because like a lot of people are still like using rebar, hammering in. I was like, what are you guys doing, dude? That also, tent stakes are not going to do it. And rebar, let's save people's shins. Like rebar was so 2010. Like most people don't use a rebar, but every now and then I'll run into someone hammering a rebar. I was like, you're really going to try to pull that out at the end of the burn? No, good luck. Here, actually take these.
Yeah, and then he had this tool, this metal tool that kind of like, pulls it out.
Yeah, you need the kind of that leverage to pull out something like that. That's the same thing you use to pull out rebar.
Yeah, but it like Yurt wasn't going anywhere. Yeah, it was fun. No, I mean the kindness of people. He came like, you guys are suffering. Like
that's I think one of the things I love about being out there, and I think that's also one of the things that for me personally causes me reintegration and decompression. That's part of my reintegration friction, because I'm a fairly social creature, and out there I thrive in the social setting because everybody, you're not going to get along with everyone, but everybody is looking at each person in the best of light, even though they don't know them, right?
yeah,
everybody's really helpful, everybody's really friendly, everybody's smiling, everybody's making eye contact. The eye contact thing is huge. Everyone's hugging when you say hi, right? Hugging is the norm out there. Eye contact is the norm. And in fact, if you're not making eye contact, people are like, oh, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? And then you get back into the real world. And that's, for me, that's one of the big reintegration is that socialness, that there's a huge shift. Nobody makes eye contact. Nobody hugs, right? Nobody smiles at each other when they pass by, right? Everybody seems to be really grumpy, especially in the Bay Area, right? Especially when you're commuting on BART. Like, no one's happy. If I were to like behave the way I do at Burning Man on BART, people would probably be like, oh, that guy's crazy.
yeah.
Right? Oh. I'd be labeled as a crazy one. It's really bizarre. And that's like, for me, that's a huge reintegration aspect.
Yeah. A lot of things go there.
Yeah. And like, that kindness, I think everyone's there as a community, not just within your camp or your neighbors. Like, I've seen so many people just like stopping their bike to help someone, fix their chain, someone like looking like they're in distress and like making sure that they get back to their tent or their RV okay, or to their camp okay, right? When there's a windstorm, like people will just take people in, like, hey, come into my RV, like shelter in here. We took a random person, wandered into our camp looking for his wife, and we're like, buddy, you're not going to find your wife right now. Best thing you can do is shelter with us, and then after the storm, we can help you find her. Right? If she's here in our camp, someone else took her in. Right? So get into somewhere safe. It's not safe to be wandering when you can't see 1 foot in front of you.
Yeah. So I have this instrument I usually play when I do my podcasts.
So I've seen it in some of the videos that I watched.
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Yeah. Very cool. Is that usually done with also with like throat singing?
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is like the instrument, I guess, a metal on the metal, and it goes to your teeth.
Yeah.
And it kind of vibrates in your skull.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when I guess, one of the ways to get into like a trance state, because when you close the eyes and just lift your head up and just vibrating in your head, something like frequency wise, kind of you attuned. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah, you know that, I don't know if I've told you, I've been doing sound healing for, I don't know, 10 years now.
Okay.
So I usually my instruments are crystal bowls.
Mhm.
I have a couple gongs and a few other like wooden instruments. I
Salamat is sleeping.
was like, what was that noise?
You know, he just came back from like a flight a couple days ago. He has a
So
jet
it's
lag.
jet
He was
lag.
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, are you still jet lagged? Yes, it's been 3 days. He's a funny fella, man. Yeah. So this is one of the presents that one person gave me. Yeah, she said, this is to remind you of your strength, he said. That you just remember that you're strong.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is there the number of beads? Does it signify anything?
No. She
She
didn't
just
give
made
me.
it.
She just said like, "This is my present." you
Okay.
know? Yeah. I didn't specifically ask like, "Does this signify something or not?" But yeah, I mean, there are some like shapes that are very familiar, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
some of the crystals, the purple one looks like it's amethyst.
Mm.
And then I think that main crystal looks like it might be tiger's eye.
Mm. Do you understand? Like,
It's been a while. I used to be into crystals a while ago. Amethyst.
I have the tiger, man.
I think tiger's eye. Eye of tiger.
No, I'm just saying, like, that song.
Yeah.
I have the tiger.
I think it's tiger's eye. It's been a while, but I know amethyst is a heart stone. It's for helping emotional regulation. I forget what tiger's eye is. I think it's a grounding stone. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And then the bigger beads look like are they wood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what kind of wood?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't tell from
Nice.
the grain.
You know, when I figured out that you're technical, the moment you notice the echo flow, nobody ever notices the echo flow. It's like, you get an echo flow on this thing?
And I saw it underneath. I was just like, "Is that?" I don't know. I didn't even realize the chords that were connected.
Yeah. So, as you might know, I have 2 yurts. So, you know what the funny story is? We're planning to build a yurt in City Hall, San Francisco.
Where, like on the lawn?
No, like inside.
Inside.
Yeah, it's weird, man. They will be doing this Nauruz, like what is that? Equinox. We celebrate.
Oh, that's coming up.
Yeah.
It's like next week, isn't it?
Yeah, we celebrate the equinox. It's like a new year for us.
Yeah.
And looks like we're gonna build a yurt there.
Oh, that's very cool.
And there will be a mayor of San Francisco.
Oh, that's very cool. How did that come about?
Looks like. It's Salamat.
Did the mic pick it up?
Yeah. Sake. We can hear you from here. It's okay. So what was it?
Oh, how did you get about?
So basically, there's this. Looks like there's this association called Iranian Women in Bay Area. So they were doing notice with San Francisco mayor, and then somehow we ended up connecting with them and said, "Hey, we can bring a yurt. Like we also celebrate notice."
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it."
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. So, surreal, man. For me, it's surreal. I built a yurt in Burning Man last year for the first time, and like that was like very surreal to me. And now it's like I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in like 10 days.
How did you get a hold of? How did you get these yurts?
I bought them.
Where?
I brought them from Kazakhstan.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And another one I have in private range at Yosemite.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm planning to do like a reset type of a place, So if you're interested, I can show you, you can check it out and we can explore. But like I'm thinking of doing like a CEO reset or founder reset or,
Yeah, I was that's one of the things when I was really deep into my yoga journey, and I was teaching yoga full time. One of the things was, okay, where do I go next? From teaching group classes to teaching privates and teaching corporates. One of the things I want to do was hyper local retreats, because you always hear about retreats in Bali or Costa Rica or somewhere tropical. But I was like, what about the people that really can't travel out of the country, don't have the money to travel out of the country, or too busy to travel out of the country, right? Why does it have to be a week long in Bali? Why can't it be a 3-day weekend thing, kind of a staycation type of deal? Again, hyper local, somewhere within an hour's distance from the Bay Area. Hour 2 max, right? So that it's doable to drive there after work on a Friday and come back Sunday night. And one of the things I was really kind of focusing on when I was kind of thinking about this hyperlocal, it's kind of a reset. Like we all need a little bit of a reset from time to time, especially if you work in tech. I think especially if you work at a startup in tech, right? And now that I'm working at a large company, especially if you also work at a large company, there are, you go through these trials and tribulations, and whether you're an IC or a manager or an executive, I think we all go through the ringer on a lot of this. And I was thinking we all need a moment to, one, disconnect from social media, two, disconnect from the internet altogether and our phones. So no texting, no Slack, no interruptions, no notifications, no wandering off into the doom scroll, and just kind of detox, a little detox from tech. Never hurt anybody, right? Because I think we're just so dependent on tech. It's in our face every day. And I think when I was thinking of this concept, it was probably about 8 years ago now, and this is before the emergence of AI. And now AI is everywhere, right? And so we're just getting fed AI left and right, even though we don't want it. And so this kind of detox from kind of the social norm of technology to really just reground and reconnect, not just like reconnect with your surroundings, but mainly to reconnect with yourself. And that's really hard to do when you're distracted with, Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and, YouTube. No offense.
No.
All right. It's just, and just kind of ring back to like what's there in front of you, what's present in front of you, right? Rather than worrying about the things that you have to do in the future, right? The to-do list, or worrying about what you haven't done yet in the past, right? But focusing on that present moment, which I think that's circling us back to Burning Man. That's one of the things I love about Burning Man, because there's no reception. Nobody has their phone. Most people don't have their phones out. That's starting to become a trend, which really sucks. But most people don't have their phones. And most people are present, right? They're there in the experience. They're there in front of the person in front of them, or the artwork in front of them, or the sound healing in front of them, right? Like they're there presently. And I feel like, I honestly think like that's what we all need a little bit more of. And it's hard to do that. It's hard for some people to do that for a week. Some people have kids to take care of. Some people have, family commitments. Other people have work commitments. So to travel for a week to disconnect is not tangible for a lot of folks. But a weekend is, I think, a lot more tangible, especially something like Yosemite, right? That's what, 3 hours away from here.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like last year we're trying to do this hip camp thing, and we were targeting not right audience, for that, because we're competing with campers, but needs to be something like different, like a reset type of a thing. The positioning itself, give the experience, like raw experience, like try to get off like your comfort zone a little bit, breathe natural air, lay down under the dome. Dome is a very interesting structure, by the way. It is. Yeah. Like, no matter what type of dome it is, each dome has its own vibe. You get inside it. And a lot of the churches are domes, have you noticed, around the world. So,
being in a dome, and a yurt is dome on top and then circular, cylindrical on the walls. It's a great way to mind shift, because we're used to the four corners of a boxed room. In the office, at home, everything is sharp corners. When you're in a dome, it's a lot softer of surrounding. Even if you don't decorate it, it's softer.
Yes.
Right? There's no hard lines. There's no corners. Everything kind of blends into one another. And then something like a yurt is made out of softer materials. It's wood, it's canvas, it's yak fiber, it's wool. felt,
Yeah.
right? It's these softer materials than concrete, stucco, drywall.
Yeah.
And then you mix that with being in nature.
Yes, absolutely. That
Amongst
works.
the trees.
You can hear stuff.
You can hear, right? And that's like living in the Bay Area, living in the city. That's something a lot of people are not familiar with, which is really bizarre to me.
Yeah.
It's really just like, wait, you're not used to crickets? You're not used to silence of no cars and, no honking and no sirens and the sound of like little creatures chirping at night? That's
like
weird.
This sad story, like this, we invited this family for camping, and this their kid, like 12-year-old, never been to camping, and she felt totally uncomfortable. She didn't want to get out of her car. She just was staying inside the car the whole time.
Yeah.
She couldn't get out. She went out. She saw a campfire. Like, she was scared from the campfire. I'm like, wow. If you're not used to it, it's
jarring.
This is the way it's gonna be.
Yeah, I have one of my best friends. He lives in downtown LA. And he's visited me. I have a house up in Guerneville, right? So I'm in the Redwoods. There's no street lights, so at night it's pitch black. You can't hear. I'm on like River Road, but pretty far up, and then at night there's not much traffic. And so each time he's visited me, he's like, "Your place is like." It's jarring to my nervous system. I'm like, why? It's like, it's too quiet and it's too dark. And it's like, oh, your nervous system is used to being on overdrive. You're used to a flight or fight response to when you're living. And now here it's foreign to you because it's so peaceful that your nervous system just doesn't know what to do with this. Right? And it's just like, no, this is how it's supposed to be. Right? It's supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be quiet.
And then when you rest more.
Oh my God.
In short period of time. I can do like 30 minutes naps and I'm already feeling way better.
When because I split my time between San Jose and Guerneville, it's night and day. My sleep is night and day because I am probably like 2 miles from downtown San Jose. I'm on the east side of San Jose. And so every now and then you'll hear the police helicopter. You'll definitely hear sirens, whether it's a cop or ambulance or fire, right? You'll hear the cars coming by. And I've become sensitive to those noises, and so every now and then I'll wake up like, what's that, right? Like it's like my response just kicks in. So like even if there's no noise, I think subconsciously I know I'm in this space, and so I'm ready to be alert. So my nervous system is like on standby. Over there, you're like, nope, you're good, calm down. You shut down completely, get into like a rest mode.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I love about camping. Like I'm an avid camper. Like I used to backpack. I haven't backpacked in a while, but oh my God, that was one of the best. Like you're just like out in the middle of nowhere with everything on your backpack, and there's no one for miles, right?
Yeah,
those
are vulnerable positions.
Yeah, and I think Burning Man is a bit of like that too, mixed with a little bit of city, right? They're like, especially when you get there during build week, not a whole lot's going on, so it's a little bit more calming. And then as the city progresses, the party kicks in, right?
It's funny how like they made this decision of sand to be an equalizer, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of equalizer. Everybody gets dusty.
Yeah.
And it kind of puts you down. Like you might come with fancy clothes, you might come with fancy stuff, but you're still gonna be dusty as the same.
It's humbling.
Yeah.
It's absolutely humbling because you can go out there, you're freshly showered, you're wearing this sparkling new outfit, and then Mother Nature goes, now you're dusty.
Yes.
Right? And anybody rides by and like, their e-bike and dust kicks up and you're dusty.
You see those celebrities there and they're like, feel so good there because like they can finally just, relax.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's what, like one of the other great things is anonymity, right? Like you can be who you are. Like you're not coming in with this persona from the real world. Like you're a celebrity where everybody knows you. Over there, you're just Joe.
Yeah.
Right.
So I saw this guy from Silicon Valley. The actor, Richard Hendricks.
No, the actor, but I've seen Silicon Valley. Yeah, a couple shows.
Yeah. So their main character, I saw him like Richard Hendricks. He's like weirded out a little bit. I'm like, no, don't worry. I'm not going to bother you. It's just good to see you. And he's like, thank you very much. And he ran away so happy, man.
Was it a couple years ago? I was in front of a campfire, just chatting with this guy. And I was like, "You're really cool." I was like, "Your voice sounds really familiar. I can't put my finger on it, but your voice is really familiar." And I was like, I was just hanging out, right? And then after the burn, I realized, what was the guy's name from Big Mouth? Is it Nick Kroll? Yeah, I think it's Nick Kroll.
From what?
Big Mouth, the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
That's like kind of like an adult cartoon where it's like his hormones talking, right? There's like two main voices there.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh shit.
Nice.
I was like, that was you.
But like he doesn't like, you don't see him, you just hear
No,
him, right?
yeah, but the thing is, like out there, like you could be talking to some superstar, and if you don't know it, you don't know it, right? And I think it's one of, like, again, like you go back to equalize, like it equalizes everybody, like. For most part, I think you're right. Like you can walk around and you don't know who is right next to you or who you just helped fix their bike. It could have been some billionaire or some superstar or someone just from the street. You don't know. It's one and the same.
Yeah. Have you seen Fuck Elon? The art installation.
Did I see that? No, I don't think I saw that.
It was on Playa.
Well, they say that you only really see like 5% of the playa.
Absolutely.
And I absolutely believe it. Like every time, that's one of the things I will make it a mission to see as much of deep art, the big deep art installations. I always seem to miss like a good 60% of it. Because when I look at pictures, it's like, where was that? Where was that? Even pictures from my friends, it's like, you were with us when we were biking. I was like, I don't remember seeing that though.
Yeah, man. Like whatever your brain picks up at that moment, you probably attuned to whatever you've seen before, looking for the same patterns, right?
Or it's something that you're yearning for. And that's one of the things I am a big believer. It's like, that's what I'm yearning for. Like when I go on my solo bike rides, I'll do usually a daytime solo bike ride and nighttime solo bike ride because they are a different experience. But when I'm doing like any of those solo bike rides, I will ride with no direction in mind, and then whatever catches my eye or I feel like is catching my spirit, I'll go to
Immediacy.
it. Yeah, immediacy, right? And it's like, oh, I'm not sure what this is about. I'm going to stop here and look. And then after a while, I'm like, okay, what's attracting me? What's the commonality? Like there's a, usually for me, there's usually a theme. 1 year, it was the first time I think I did it. I just did it to like escape camp a little bit because I think it was my second burn. It was my second burn. I was burning with a bunch of ravers, and so they just wanted to go to the EDM. I was like, no, I want to see more. So I kind of ventured off on my own. I was like, what is this teaching me? I am going to, and then I was I'm going to a bunch of art installations where you can like sit down or meditate.
Yeah. And
I found myself meditating at each one. I don't know how long. But I was like, oh, so I just need, I'm like I'm getting attracted to places of solace and respite and grounding. And I was like, oh, that's probably what I need right now because I've literally spent the last 3 days just like going from EDM stage to EDM stage. And now my body's like, nope, you're just sitting down here and looking inward.
My quest was looking for a next like drink or food,
Oh, there's plenty of the drink. Like the drink thing is plenty.
Oh right? Man, drink is crazy.
Yeah, the amount of bars out there.
I don't usually drink, right? Like I don't drink like in the city unless it's like really a good occasion or something. Or, I don't know, like peer pressure, like strong peer pressure. But there, you drink, you don't even feel it because you're already at this elevated state. So like no matter what you do, and I haven't been like just pounding. I was just calm and just drink just to quench the thirst, right? Like the beer. It's like I didn't even feel it. It doesn't even feel it. Just feel a little bitter. I didn't even have a buzz. I remember that.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot out there because you're in the desert or you're high desert. You dehydrate really quickly.
Yeah.
But I do. Like I'm the same. I'll go to a bar. I'll grab a drink. I try to stay away from anything super sugary. I don't want a hangover.
Yeah.
I've been hungover. Like my first burn. It's not fun. It's like 3 days wasted. But I'll drink. But I think the same thing. I don't typically get a buzz out there because I'm already kind of buzzing from everything.
Right.
Like it is
the energy.
The energy is just phenomenal. Like even when you get there, when I get there on Monday, and again, there's nothing out there. Like the energy of the playa is just so visceral that like you're just like, oh, I'm home. Right? It's like it hits you to the bones. And it's really hard to explain for people, especially people that aren't like energetically like inclined or energetically minded. right? It's like, what do you mean? Like you're vibrating to the bones? Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's not something I can explain. It's a sensation that I'm feeling in my body from it. And I think it amplifies as the build continues and more people arrive. It's this kind of visceral, like energetic sensation of this shared community.
When I started like looking at the world from the perspective of energy, like what energy is and what everything could be a potential energy, or it is energy, but our minds make a matter type of thing. Very interesting. Like a lot of things starting to make sense, right? You see frequencies, right? One of the main aspects of the computer is the frequency, right? The more frequency there is, the more compute power, the power. Very fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, even like if you think about our own physical bodies, right? We're just a bunch of atoms vibrating at a certain frequency, right? If you look in with a very powerful microscope, there's space in between all those atoms. But when you look out at the macro view, you see a body. But deep down inside, it's like everything's vibrating at some sort of frequency, right? And so like, and like a lot of people don't, especially if you're not coming from like a physics or science background, you're like, no, this is actually a physical, like physics science thing. Like we're all vibrating, right? We're all everything is vibrating a certain frequency. It looks solid, but really deep down inside, there's a lot of holes in between the atoms, right? It's just energy holding it together.
Yeah. And also, if you look how like humanity changed over time, like it's almost like an agreement between humans, like to reach this, like to be in this kind of state. But like if we want to shift our minds, we can shift our state too.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is really just perception, right? So it's the perception of the mind and the construct that we've created as a society, like that agreement that you're talking about as humans. That's the construct that you know, that's a bead and this is a microphone.
Yes.
Right, but if you shift your mindset, you can rename that to whatever you want.
It's like it's weird how we agreed everybody, and this world is weird like that. You know, that's what like wow.
I mean, yeah, that's
like
the evolution.
How can we end up here?
Yeah,
you know? How can we end up here? It's fascinating.
I always wonder. I wonder that from time to time of like, if there was a moment in history where someone shifted the mindset of certain people, how would that have altered kind of where we're at today? Right. And you can look at that from like an economics perspective. You can look at that from a physics perspective, take that as you will. But even just like, again, like, who decided that, it's good to have circular tables?
Yeah.
Right. The table in front of us. You see a lot of circular tables, especially in formal dining spaces. Right. But why can't they be triangles?
Yeah. I have a theory about that. If you look at the energy, like on the cosmic level, right? Everything is shaped as circle, or like circular, right? And there's like not a lot of corners out there in the universe, if you notice.
Oh yeah.
So that's how energy tends to flow naturally, right? But if you introduce corners, you're doing different vibrations to it, right? It becomes more like the shape is different.
Yeah, going back to that the conversation on the yurt, right? The yurt's circular. Again, just having that circular shape and being in it already changes. I think for a lot of people, as you enter, it changes the feeling of your energy versus walking into a square room.
And if you look at it from this perspective, right, if any energy goes in the spiral, usually if you notice like these waves, they're actually more like like spirals.
Yeah.
So if you look at the spiral, it starts like the frequency starts increasing towards the top.
Or the center.
Yeah. No, yeah, towards the top and the center. And then it goes.
Yeah,
that's why the energy there is, I feel like, is different. You feel it right away. You feel how your energy is like kind of gets like your higher frequency.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the atomic level, right, the way that electrons orbit, the protons and neutrons, right, the ones that are closer are going to spin a lot faster.
Yeah.
Right, they contain a lot more energy, and it's all spinning in circular patterns.
So
right, and then you take that micro, and then you take that to the macro at the universe or the galactic level. everything's orbiting the center of a galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I've always been a big believer of that. That what we see in the micro, we see in the macro, and vice versa. What we see in the macro, we see in the micro.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if you look at like the known universe, have you ever seen the image of the known universe? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What we've mapped out so far of all the galaxies, it looks like mycelium. It looks like neurons.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The way that they're structured.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by that. That's like how life optimizes, right, on Earth, like this. Like finds the best, fastest path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The path of least resistance.
Does the exploratory one, and then whenever it finds nutrients, it just goes automatically the most efficient path.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is mycelium. Yeah, they say it's like one of the smartest, or at least mycelium has the most amount of data, basically, on Earth. So like if the aliens are ever come, they should communicate with them instead.
I mean, if you think about it,
Uh-huh.
it is one of the largest organisms on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And
If it were structured much like the brain, that each node is a neuron, you're like, yeah, because it grows and spreads and it interconnects.
Transports data.
And it transports.
Yeah.
Yeah, it transports
Nutrients.
information and
Yeah.
nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's studies that were kind of showing. I'm a big mycology buff.
Mm-hmm.
I've really gotten into it over the last couple of years. Follow like Paul Stamens.
Yeah.
I do mushroom foraging, growing my own, and it's like mycelium is just so fascinating because I think one of the things, like in the forest, like it interconnects a lot of the plant life, the trees, and allows the trees to literally communicate with one another and send signals of like, hey, I'm getting chopped down. Let everybody else know.
Or like there's a mama tree that says, "Oh, this kid is sick. Everybody send nutrients there." Or like, "Oh, we're not gonna be able to save that baby. Okay, everybody remove nutrients so it like rots faster, and then it like becomes nutrients for us. And then there's new babies."
It's almost like Avatar. Right? Avatar, I think, just took it to like the next level. But I'm like big believer that there's a lot of interconnectedness that we still don't fully understand.
You know what's funny? The other day I was talking to this to the guy who rents the yurt. He's also a burner, like 10 years of experience, and he says, I was thinking recently about the trees, that majority of the tree is a carbon that it takes from Earth. Like he says, like if you think about it, the mass of the tree, total mass without carbon, is like very little. All of that hugeness comes from the carbon that it takes from the splits the oxygen from carbon, gives the oxygen back, and takes carbon to itself. Isn't that crazy? It's just a bunch of carbon things just growing.
Yeah.
When you look at it like that, isn't that crazy? And it takes it from air. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's plants are just super fascinating.
That is like, yeah.
Well, also I think the really cool things about trees, especially like redwoods, right? Sequoias, right? They hundreds of years, right? I mean, unfortunately, we've cut down a good chunk of our old growth forests, so we've lost a lot of that biodiversity and the ecology around it. But even like, look at the sequoias out in the Sierra Nevadas. I mean, those trees are massive, like so big that you can drive a car through them. Right? Have you seen that?
Yeah, absolutely.
The one where you can drive through. It's like it's surreal. You're like, there's a giant hole that my car can fit through, and yet this tree is still alive. And that hole doesn't matter at this point. Like it's healed, it's scabbed off, and we can still drive through it. And you're like, you look up and you're like, that is really tall, and like that is a lot of carbon. That's like no one's gonna really. Oh, that's a lot of carbon, but it's a lot of carbon.
That's a lot of carbon. No, from now on, I'm gonna be like, yo, that's a lot of carbon.
Says most people never.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things, like if you are in Bay Area, right? If you want to see something unique that you're probably not gonna see anywhere else, it's gonna be the redwoods.
Yeah, I think that's one of the cool things I love about Bay Area. And I have this conversation with my friends a lot of, would you ever leave? And it's like, kind of, it's expensive, but I honestly feel like that's a tax that we're paying because we live in such a unique space, and there's access to some very unique things that aren't available in other parts of the world. You drive an hour and a half south from here. You're in Monterey Bay, the kelp forest, and I've scuba dived that. It is surreal. Like, it is its own world down there with the amount of like plant life and fish life, right? Because it is a preserve. And then from here, you drive 3 hours north into Mendocino, and you're in the Pacific Northwest redwood groves, right? And these are ginormous trees. And then you drive two and a half hours east of here towards Sierra Nevadas. You're in the Sequoias, you know, way different looking trees, way different sizes too. I mean, they're both big, but they're also very different, vastly different looking, right? And then you drive, you know, just southeast of here, then you're in the Pinnacles, right? It's really cool, like rock formations and hiking through that. And then you drive a little bit further south, and you're in Death Valley.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you got all the types of climates and types of patterns.
Yeah, and then you drive north, and you're at Mount Shasta.
Yes.
Right. It's just like it's really like just surreal to be in
Have you
a
been
place
there,
with so many
by the way?
places.
Mount Shasta?
No, that's been on my bucket list. I still have not been up there.
Same.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that have gone there that go there like yearly. I have some friends that go there for retreats, go there for spiritual things. I have not been yet, and it's one of the things I've been wanting to.
Yeah, it would be cool to build a yurt there.
Yeah. I actually had one of my old yoga teachers and mentors. He used to host retreats up there once a year. And I was like, oh, one of these days I'm going to make it. And then I think the pandemic happened, and he stopped hosting retreats up there. I was like, okay.
Yeah, a lot of things changed during that time.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the surreal moments too. Like, have you ever crossed your mind when you were a kid that you'll be in the situation when you have to wear a mask and don't go outside? And just, that was like, if you tell me that when I was like 10 years old, I would not believe you.
Yeah, I know. It was definitely I think a very surreal moment in a lot of people's lives. I think especially here in California, like I remember, I'm probably going to give PTSD to people saying this, but we had that, you know, we were going through COVID. We were in the summertime, we were in lockdown, so like, you can't go anywhere. You know, enjoy the outdoors. And then we had those massive wildfires where like it was orange outside, and they were saying, go indoors. Don't go outdoors, go indoors. And they're like, oh, the electrical grid is really strained right now because of the heat and everything, because of the high heat. Don't turn on your air conditioning, but don't open your windows. It's like, what are we supposed to do? I can't go outside. I can't go to work. I can't turn on the AC.
And where did you live in San Jose? Right?
I was in San Jose. And so I was like, oh, make do with what we have. And I think during the pandemic, it's like I was already starting to build out my vegetable garden in the front yard. The pandemic was really where it took off. Like that was my saving grace during the pandemic is like, that's, you know, after a day of Zoom, I would just go in the garden for a couple hours. Like I just need away from my computer, right? Because I was back-to-back Zoom calls.
So you had your own little staycation.
Yeah, and then I ended up actually building out like a little pergola, I think like 15 by 15 pergola, and then putting a little seating chart on there.
You like building. You like working with your hands.
Oh, totally building. I mean, that's why like Burning Man build week is my jam. I could care less about the main week at this point. Like after the being there for a full week during build, by the time the gates open, I'm like, I'm ready to go home. I've had my fill.
Oh, okay.
I've been with my friends. I've been with community.
Wow.
Like if I had to leave because of a family emergency or whatnot on Sunday when the gates open, I'd be okay with that.
That's interesting.
And in fact, I think, with the exception of the last few years, when I was helping a friend tow his art car, we would leave Saturday morning. So we wouldn't even see the man burn. I'm like, I've seen the man burn enough. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that last couple of days, like Friday, like that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because that tends to be too much of a party for me. I think in my early 20s and 30s, that was okay. But now, it's not really my jam. I'm like here more for community. Like, you know, some people, and I'm not discounting it because I think some people need that, right? That's what they need. For me, it's the build aspect. That's the part that I really...
For some reason, I couldn't go to the temple. I was driving by it, but I couldn't go inside. For some reason, I don't know why.
That was, I think, a lot of people this year. The temple was very intense. I did
Mm-hmm.
not go to the temple until, I'm going to say Friday or Saturday, right before the man burn, like the tail end of the week. It never called to me. I had no, I didn't have any special intentions I want to set into the temple this year. I usually do, but none this year. But one of my really close campmates did. Her dog died. That's like her son. And so she was meaning to go. And we finally went as a small group. And even when we went, I was like, I can't quite step foot. So I actually was in the vicinity of the temple, but the back was to my temple. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Yes.
So it took me a while to to enter the space, and I actually never fully got into the temple. I just got into the grounds, and I started meditating on the outside.
Yeah, you couldn't go inside.
Yeah,
right?
it was too intense for me.
Yeah, same thing. When I drove by my bike, I was driving intentionally there. I want to see what's up there, and I go near it. I see around, and I don't want to go.
Yeah, and I think with a lot of folks that don't go to Burn or this is like their first year, the temples are they don't a lot of folks don't understand the temple is a very intense space.
Very intense space.
I think it's already an intense space, period. Every year it's an intense space. There's a lot of emotions there. Where there's happiness, there's a lot of sadness, right? There's some happiness, but there's a lot of sadness, a lot of loss, a lot of grief. You walk in, there's a lot of people crying, right? They're just letting out their emotions. So even as you enter that vicinity, especially if you're energetically sensitive, people feel you feel that. And so it's already intense to begin with. But I think this year felt, to me and a number of my friends, it felt even more intense than I think usual. And I don't know if it was the design or there was an intention set that caused that intensification. I'm not quite certain, right? But I just know for me that it was so intense that I was like, I can't quite go there.
Sal, when we go to the yurt, bro, it's tough to sleep. He just this whole yurt, you can hear him just
it's like a bear.
God, this is the most loudest. What is that thing called? Snoring.
Yeah.
The most loudest snoring I've ever heard, man. This is crazy. Bro, you need to go to a doctor or something, man. There's some you're not getting enough air, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if that's borderline sleep apnea at that point.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think he said that he has sleep apnea.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that is though exactly.
It's basically you have a hard time breathing. Yeah. And that's when you would need it. And so if you're feeling tired the next day, you're probably not sleeping correctly. You're basically you stop breathing for a brief moment, and then you put on a CPAP to help you breathe.
I know. I notice when I sleep, I usually sleep on my stomach, right? And I guess sleep to that point that I'm almost not having enough breath, and just wake up sometimes just
oh, you're a stomach sleeper. That's rare. Most people aren't, I think.
Yeah.
Most people are side or back.
Yeah. I'm stomach sleep.
Yeah, every now and then I will. I don't know why, but I will sleep on my stomach because it just feels more comfortable.
Yeah, but it's not optimal though.
No, it's definitely not optimal.
Especially if you have a belly, it kind of presses up against your lungs and stuff, so you get less oxygen. I noticed myself a couple of times. I just wake up, breathing heavily. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the most optimal sleep position is supposed to be on your back.
Yeah.
I'm not a back sleeper. I always start on my back, but will be on my side.
Yeah, it's it becomes comfortable. Yeah. Uncomfortable. I mean.
It's uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, same way. But naturally, kids sleep on their backs.
Yeah. Babies.
Yeah.
Right.
Babies
They're on their back.
Interesting when we forgot about that. Yeah, man. So it's been an hour.
Oh,
That's about the time.
Well, that was fast.
That went by really usually quick. How it goes. Yeah. I like it like that. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. I mean, cool. I thought we were going halfway through.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a memory thing for me. I'm not planning for it to go crazy big. I'm not doing the marketing steps yet. But it's more for memories for me. And I usually don't get to talk to people, when in professional settings, and then even go after work and stuff like that. I don't know. It's either a social setting or something. Sometimes these conversations actually flow better in this kind of setting.
Well, it's a little bit more, I think, intimate, right? If you're at a bar, it would be hard to have this kind of conversation. Even a coffee shop, right?
Yeah, it's you're contemplating on even though it is doable. But I noticed for myself, like podcast is like also sharing the conversation with people, because I feel like there's a lot of lonely people, and they might be interested in just live human interaction. So
Yeah.
for those kind of people,
I mean, you're absolutely right. There is an epidemic of loneliness, I think, in our society, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, ironically too, a big chunk of that is social media,
yeah,
right? Social media is what was supposed to connect us, is what's actually disjointing us from one another, because we're all on our screens and scrolling.
yeah, it is what it is.
It's bizarre. It's the most bizarre thing.
Yeah, that's what I say. How did we end up agreeing to this? Right?
I mean, I've gotten to the point where I think it's been now over a year. I uninstalled Facebook and Instagram from my phone.
I'm doing 1 month detox.
Yeah. I mean, I still look at it on the computer. I'll look at Facebook on the computer, and every now and then I'll look at Instagram on my web browser on my phone. But it's such a crappy experience that it keeps me from doom scrolling for hours.
Yeah, it got too bad for me that I decided to go for a detox for 1 month. So this month is like detox from social and detox sexual abstinence for 1 month.
Yeah.
Just full on, just see like how my energies will flow. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer like detoxing like that, like detoxing and those things like social media, anything that you splurge on, like
food, right?
Food, alcohol, sex, the pleasures, right? And it's kind of in the line of like fasting. Right, because you appreciate a lot more.
Yeah, appreciate it more.
Right. Also, you're like, what was my dependence on that substance or that activity?
Yeah, like what's the reasoning behind it, right? How did you end up like this?
And could I have taken the energy and time I was spending on that and applied somewhere else?
Yes, that's also very like applicable to like sexual behavior of human beings on Earth.
Yeah,
like we spend so much energy on just reproduction, even though right now by society's norms it's not okay to reproduce.
Yeah,
very bizarre situation, right? Again.
Yeah. It's like I think most people, like most of my friends, don't want kids.
Yeah.
But we're like, they're not inclined to reproduce, but they're inclined to
imagine like you have this urge, like by nature you didn't accomplish the mission that you were supposed to, like pass down the life, but in the mind it still wants it.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe if you have like 2-3 babies, for instance, you're like, at least I have like 2-3 babies. Now I can think about something more complex or something.
Well,
like
if
that.
you have 3 babies, that's all you have room to think about.
In the beginning, yes, but I think it also could go a long way. I think like America is like, once they have baby, they think that there's like this level of responsibility that almost kills your full time. It doesn't have to be like that.
It doesn't, but I think for a lot of people, depending on kind of the support structure they have, it can.
Yes,
right.
It can
like
be,
it can become a time suck. Like I don't have any kids, but I watch my nieces all the time.
And there's no guarantee that those kids grow up to be happy.
No,
you know, even if you like try to control like every aspect of their life or something like that.
Yeah. Like I watch my 4 nieces pretty often, and I was like, I'm good not having kids, because just watching them for a weekend sucks up all of my energy for a weekend.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, I'm probably expelling a lot more energy than say my sisters do on a day-to-day basis, because I want to be the fun uncle, and we're doing activity and stuff. So by Sunday comes, like I just need a glass of wine and me time.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's one fascinating thing about humanity. We have our choice, right?
Yeah.
But the society, like, how do we end up like this, agreeing to this stuff? Very interesting. Like, we're naturally wired to make babies, but everybody agrees. Yeah, maybe you should, like, you have reasons for not.
Well, and I think a good chunk of it is really kind of like today's like socioeconomic times, right?
Yeah, like
people are busy working. We're not like, our generation really isn't saving as much as our parents or grandparents' generation. Everybody's busy working. People want to, like, I have a bunch of friends that are in that dual income, no kids category, where they want to take that money and go travel. Like I have one of my really close college friends, she travels, I swear to God, to like 4 countries every year. I was like, how do you have that much PTO?
We're also so obsessed with success.
Yeah.
Which means like achieving success during those times when you're fertile.
Yep.
Like that energy, you can
Well, those are like the prime times to
Yeah.
kind of climb the corporate ladder, if you will.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's the corporate ladder, having a kid, one or the other,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's hard to climb your corporate ladder when you're already in your 50s. It's also hard to have a kid when you're in your 50s.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like the prime time. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I invited you guys.
Keep going
We
all
went
night.
to another like 10, 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I just try to keep it 1 hour. I feel like that would be a format, but
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Thank
All right.
you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that's so
Cool.
weird. That's weird not to like hear now.
Yeah. All right.